Now, a federal appeals court has upheld the freeze on President Trump's Muslim ban. Now, the ban, of course, would have barred refugees and citizens from 7 majority Muslim countries. Thanks to the ruling, those people can continue to enter the United States, of course, after being vetted. Now, because unlike what Donald Trump and the Republicans allege, we do actually have a very strong vetting system, and it's actually the strictest in the world. Refugees can take anywhere from 18 to 24 months before they even step foot on American soil. And that, of course, through consistent testing and vetting measures to make sure they are who they say they are and that they're not actually terrorists. So it does take a long time to be able to get into the United States. Now, in a unanimous 29-page opinion, 3 judges from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit had rejected the government's argument that suspension of the order should be lifted immediately for national security reasons. No, you don't understand. You don't understand. We need it for national security. We need to ban these people. Right. So what exactly does banning Muslims and refugees from those 7 countries have to do with actually national security? Especially since people from those countries have never attacked us. We've never been attacked from people from Yemen. Okay? We haven't been attacked from people from some of these other, from Syria, for example. That's one of the banned countries. We haven't been attacked by them. So, I mean, no terrorist attacks. In fact, well, let me get to the decision here. In the decision, the judges wrote that the government has pointed to no evidence that any alien from any of the countries named in the order have perpetrated a terrorist attack in the United States. Rather than present evidence to explain the need for the executive order, the government has taken the position that we must not review its decision at all. Don't look at it, just accept it. That's the government position. That's the Trump administration position. No, we got this order. Don't question it. Just do what I tell you to. Well, we have a system of checks and balances. That means, no, we're not going to do exactly what you tell us to, especially if it doesn't make any sense and it's not constitutional. Now, interestingly enough, as I said before, countries in which, for example, most of the 9/11 attackers came from are not on this list. 15 out of the 19 attackers came from Saudi Arabia. But wait, Donald Trump has business interests there. Also, you had other 9/11 attackers come from the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, and other terrorist attacks, other terrorists who had perpetrated attacks on Americans from Egypt and Turkey. So he seems to be pretty selective about the Muslims that he wants to ban. It's almost as like if he has business ties with them, he doesn't want to ban them. He loves the Saudis. He loves the rich Saudis. They rent his apartments $40 to $50 million a pop. Of course he loves these guys, the Saudi wealthy families. And look, some of them have links and have funded terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda. So again, he's very selective about the Muslims that he wants to ban. Now, of course, when this ruling came down yesterday, Trump was pissed and he immediately took to Twitter. He wrote in all caps, "See you in court. The security of our nation is at stake." So that's funny because you're an idiot. You realize we just saw you in court, right? That's where this came from. This came from court. Loser. He lost. He's a loser. All right. Now, the Justice Department under the new Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, which was defending the administration, surprise, sent a statement that it was reviewing the decision and considering its options. Now, what are some of the options that the Justice Department for the Trump administration could actually do to try to change this ruling, to try to put this Muslim ban back into place? Well, the Justice Department could ask the Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court often defers to the president on matters of immigration and national security to intervene. But of course, without a ninth justice, which would be, of course, Donald Trump's pick, Gorsuch, this decision would likely stand. Why? Because since you have a tie, they're not going to take up this case. So again, if they don't take up the case, if they refuse, no, we don't have enough justices to make a proper decision on this, well, then this ruling will stay. and refugees and people would still be able to get in. And obviously, the Trump administration really does not want to have that. Now, they could also ask the full Ninth Circuit Court to also consider this matter. Now, when it comes to the justices who made this decision, it is important to note that two of these justices were Obama appointees, and one of them actually was a George W. Bush appointee. Now, one of them was Michelle D. Friedland, which is a Barack Obama appointee. And then you had Judge William C. Canby, who was appointed by President Carter. And then for the George W. Bush pick, it was, Richard R. Clifton. So those are the justices who said, we're not going to do this ban. We're going to put a stop on this because we don't think that this is the right kind of thing that you should do, which is great. It actually makes me feel a lot better because even though it's not quite settled, the ban at least is not in effect. And see, the system has checks and balances. And in this case, they seem to be working. Now, I don't think that's going to stop Donald Trump from trying to pursue this ban. As I said, there are other options that he can go to. But for right now, refugees can still come here after being vetted and people from other countries. So, look, we're going to have to see what the Trump administration does next on this. But for right now, you can breathe a sigh of relief if you're a refugee. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.